Hey guys, how's it going? So today we'll be unboxing this brand new Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy Cloud Strife Commander deck. Now, I am fairly new to this game, I'll be honest. Pretty much the main reason why I picked this up is because I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy. So I just learned this game about a week ago. I didn't even know it was coming out until I saw ads of it on Reddit. So as you guys know, Final Fantasy did come out with a remake, and they already had part 2 of it, and we're currently awaiting part 3 of the remake of the video game. So this must have been a collaboration between, I'm guessing, Square Enix and I guess the owners of Magic the Gathering, which is pretty sure it's Wizards of the Coast. Again, I don't know too much about the trading card game community. I know obviously Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, but not really sure about the cards in terms of their prices, things like that. I didn't really buy this for any intentions of reselling it. I got this for $70, but I heard there's supposedly a collector series that are going for around $800 in the resale market. Not really about that life. Just wanted to give my fresh perspective and take on this from a complete newbie. This is the box right here. Right there is the back of it. Looks like we got Barret, Sephiroth, Aerith, Tifa, Cloud. Barret's not in the back. Correction. But it is unopened. Prior to this, I did get a couple of booster packs because I was curious. I walked into GameStop, I think it was like a couple days ago or last weekend, and I saw the booster pack, and I got it out of curiosity. I asked a couple of my friends who knew a little bit more about the game and told me that these were, well, the collector series, collector packs were going for $600 to $800. I was like, no way. So I wanted to get this, just to see what it was about. And there is an app, actually, or there is an app on the phone. I downloaded it, the Magic the Gathering app, and it's pretty helpful. It taught me a lot about the game, so I'm not that clueless about it. Not sure if I have anyone to play with in real life, except for maybe a few folks that aren't nearby, but we'll see. I did get this at a local game store. Today's Tuesday. I went yesterday and today, and she said that she would hold this for me for MSRP, so I was really glad to hear that. Who knows how much upcharge they would have charged or something. How do you open this? I'm guessing let's see how to open this. 2 legendary traditional foils. Well, all right, let's go at the bottom. There's no obvious open. You could go from the top, but you could just rip it. This one from the bottom, right? Made in USA. Well, that's good to know. Jesus. Yeah, I'm guessing from the bottom. Again, it's my first time doing this, so excuse that. Oh. What about from the top? Is that less, more obvious? It's like, okay, it looks like the top's a lot easier. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Sure. Okay. Those who fight further. And in the back it says, "Let's mosey." I believe they said this line in the original game and in the remake. Cloud X Soldier. Sure, that's cool. All right. Let's see what's going on over here. Huh. They are to pull out. I don't know if I'm just clueless about this or not a good unboxer, but it's not as intuitive as opening like an Apple product. I'll tell you that. Jesus Christ. Going out. Oh, look at that. It's like Tifa and Cloud. Not sure what these are. Pulled out or something? I mean, it's in there. It's not that. Jesus. Okay. Wow. Oh, I lost it. Not sure what that is. All right. There's a Cloud and his Buster Sword. Oh, it looks like a card holder. What is this? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's some kind of box to hold your cards. Transport it. That's cool. Yeah. Not a bad idea, huh? Look at that. What do you know? All right. Let's see, what do we got over here? It's a lot of cards. Looks like I don't even know how much is in there. I don't know, but first one is Cloud Strife. What is this? Looks like a poster of some kind. Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering. Okay. Nice. Not gonna read it fully for y'all, but y'all can take a look. Cool. Playing the deck, suit up to defend the planet. This deck is filled with powerful equipment and characters ready to wield it in battle. Like Cloud X Soldier, brandish a giant sword, or try fun new gear. Cool. Cool story. I'm not sure what these are. You can pluck it out. What is this? Some stuff in here. Huh. Ooh, see, these are the ones that I wanted. I was watching a couple of YouTube videos and I saw a lot of people unwrapping these. I'm not sure if they're scalpers, but they had like, must have been hundreds of these that they were just unwrapping. What is this? Collector's Booster Sample Pack. I asked about this. The lady at the trading card game store said that these were the ones that were going for $800 for the box set. it's a shame that, you know, people resell these to make money. Like, it's literally like a, I don't want to say a children's game, but, you know, it's a game. Come on, guys. No offense to the community if I offend anyone, or if that's your way of living, then, you know, by all means. But Tifa Cloud. Looks like it was drawn by Andy Wynn. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I thought this was that. I thought this was the actual card. It's a sticker. Yeah, the actual thing is like a lot smaller. That's nice. So I'm guessing all this fits in here, huh? All right, what do you think? Should we go over it one by one? Why not? It's not like we're 10 minutes in, and it's not like I was just rambling on for, you know, forever talking about nonsense. Sure, whatever. But, you know, this is an unboxing. One of my first ones. I don't know, again, I don't know too much about this, and the audio is going to be very terrible. I apologize for that, folks. I'm really new to this. I'd show my face, but I'll be honest, I'm very camera shy. Just taking a sip of coffee. Okay. Well, wish I had tissue. Well, all right. So far, so good. I'd say, you know, for $70, that was a pretty enjoyable unboxing so far. I mean, again, I don't know too much about the game, but I know a lot about FF7. I played the original. I played the remake, Rebirth, you know, Crisis Core, everything. Huge fan of Cloud Strife and the team. I actually met the voice actors and actresses at Anime Expo and Otakon last year. It wasn't cheap getting their autographs and photos with them, I'll tell you that. I also met the actual producers of the original FF7 and the remake and Rebirth. Yoshinori Kitase-san. Got his autograph. Got him to sign my original FF7 game. And, of course, my Rebirth game. Because why not? Met the voice actress of Aerith Gainsborough. She's nice. I believe she's a streamer as well. Her name is Briana White. Very nice lady. You know, very nice. She has a nice community on YouTube, I guess. I met the voice actress of Yuffie. I believe her name is Suzie Yeung, something like that. Suzie. I met the voice actor of Barret. What was his name? John Eric something. Forgot his name, but he was a very nice guy. Very funny, very humorous. Very nice gentleman. Oh God, what was it? Something Bentley. John Bentley or something. E.J. Bentley. And of course, Tifa, who was voiced by Britt Baron. She's also nice. I got a photo with all of them. But that's the first card, and that's Cloud Wow, it's a foil. That's neat. So far, I do know some of the rules. You know, I know that in the top left, those are like the land that or mana, whatever that you need to summon Cloud, and then that's the attack and that's the defense. And you just go, you know, one-on-one until you, I guess, beat each other, consume all their points. And this is nice. Tifa, that's funny, the martial artist. She's more like a boxer or whatever. Legendary creature, human monk, 4/4 sure. And who's this? Wow, we got everybody here. Look at that, Sid. I'm really excited to see Sid in the third installment of the remake. They toned him down a little bit in the remake, but legendary creature, okay. Don't need too much land mana to, I guess, summon him. That's cool. I'm Sid. That's who the hell I am. Now just let me handle it. Not sure when he said that, but that's neat. Who's this? Another Cloud. Okay. Limit break. Now for those that don't know too much about Final Fantasy, limit break is like, you know, there's strong attacks in the game. I guess like when you're losing or when you've built up enough points, you get to do a limit break or whatever, and you unleash a powerful attack. So that's what these are in the real game. It's actually how he defeats Sephiroth multiple times. Who's this, Turk? Yep, it's one of the Turks, Elena. They drew her pretty realistically here. Not how I would imagine her, but that's close enough. Human assassin. Now the Turks are, it's a long story. Long story short, these people are after Aerith, trying to return her back to Professor Hojo just because it's their job. Not because they're bad people, but just because, you know, when you work for a company, you do what you're told. Barret. Who's this? Oh, it's not Barret. I'm sorry. Wow. Excuse me. Hi, Dodger. Yeah, it's one of the Shinra executives. Not a nice man, but again, what can you do? Who's this? Who's this? Heli Trooper? No idea who these are. But let me see. Skip the boring stuff for y'all. I'm sorry if I'm boring. I apologize. One of my first times doing this. I thought, you know, I'd give it a shot. See what all this unboxing business is all about. Cool. I don't know what these are. Who cares? Avalanche. Great guys. There's a sad story about these folks. I don't want to spoil too much, but great characters. They help Cloud out. This is Kate Sith. You know, for the longest time, I really never understood this character, but it's basically a puppet. I'm not going to say any more than that. That's a cool card. That's cool. You know, they got all the characters here. Who's this? Summon Kujata. I don't even know who that is. Meteor. Wow. This is the one that Aerith's trying to stop from killing the world with her holy prayers and stuff. She's trying to stop, you know, Sephiroth Genova from summoning this. Yeah, if you haven't played the original game and you only played the remake and Rebirth, I highly recommend playing the original game. It just, you really have to, especially before the third installment of remake comes out. Vincent, cool guy. I never actually played Dirge of Cerberus, so that's probably next on the agenda a year or so from now. Really good to cosplay. Interesting character. Yuffie. I might get this signed. I go to Anime Expo this summer. Her voice actress is really great. Suzie Yeung. Let's see, Bugenhagen. I wish they got more into him in the remake, but this actually doesn't look like him, does it? I guess it is him. Sure. The Lifestream's Blessing, Professor Hojo. This is the main villain. If you ask me, you know, is Sephiroth a villain? Sure. Is Genova a villain? Throughout the many thousands of years, sure. But I would say who's the puppet master of it all is either Genova or Hojo. I'd say this guy's the main villain. You know, don't persecute me, but I don't think Sephiroth did anything wrong. I think he was controlled. Summoning materia, nice. We got Aerith. It's my favorite character of the game. She was really, really, I would say her voice actress, Briana White, really did her justice, you know. Really brought her to life. Again, her previous voice actresses were great. Advent Children and whatnot, Kingdom Hearts series, but you know, the remake series, I would say she just really brought her to life. What is this? Sure, legendary creature, human cleric, druid. What is, wow, pretty, you know, again, I don't know too much about the game, but she has 5 defense. I would say that's pretty high, right? Raise at the beginning of your end step. If you gained life this turn, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you gain 7 or more life this turn, return this card to the battle. You know, I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure it's good. Considering you need 2 land, a forest land, and a land. She said, it says here, right here, right now, I need to know I did everything I could. You know, I'm not sure if I'd use that coat to represent Aerith. You know, I guess whenever they made these cards, I'm sure they had a team of whatever folks that married, you know, Magic the Gathering and the Final Fantasy universe. But I'd say, you know, a little out of touch by using this quote. Right here, right now, I need to know I did everything I could. Again, that's not really a quote I'd use for Aerith. Looks like, you know, they're portraying her as the last ancient. Sure. And also, you know, this photo's a little blurry. I mean, it could be better quality. You know, whoever rendered the art. I'll have to take another look at that closely. Nice. Wow, they really do have all the characters here. Look, Barret. Portrayed by, I think it's John Bentley or something. Really nice voice actor in the remake Rebirth game. Really great character overall. I like how they didn't give him dreadlocks like in Advent Children. He has a sad backstory too. I don't want to get too much into it. Human rebel. He is a rebel. One of the leaders of Avalanche. There's no quote on here. You know, he's more of a tank-ish. I don't know why Aerith's defense is 5 and his is 4. Who knows? Great character. Red 13. Also, nice character storyline. I saw his voice actor for the remake Rebirth. For the Rebirth at Otakon last year in 2024. Didn't get his autograph though. The line was too long, but I heard he's a nice guy. I forgot his name. Max or Malcolm. Nice guy though. I heard he's nice. Sephiroth. Okay. Nice that they included this. Fallen Hero. Looks like, I'm guessing he's in front of Nibelheim, probably burning it down, is what they're showing in this photo. They made him very strong. Look at that. 7 attack, 5 defense. Oh wow. And you need 3 land, I'm guessing a ground land and a land. Again, guys, I'm sorry if I really don't know too much about Magic the Gathering, so please, if I'm, you know, if I sound cringe or embarrassing, I'm sorry in advance. I just, I really like Square Enix. I like the products. I like Final Fantasy universe. So I thought that, I just had to see how it was like to unbox. All right, this video is getting really long. So let me just wrap it up. Long story short, you got a bunch of these artifacts, equipment. I don't know. I'm guessing you play these in game, and I'm guessing they function as trap card, trap cards like in Yu-Gi-Oh. You got creature, artifact, sorcery, stuff, whatever. Oh wow, this is interesting. This actually looks like it was AI generated. Sorry if it's blurry. Clever concealment. Nice. Who drew this? Whatever. What else do we got? This is nice. These are the Turks. That's Song. He looked after Aerith. Made sure she was all right. He even pretends that he's hunting. I'm guessing he pretends that he's doing his job, but he's secretly probably like stalling. Like, hey Aerith, come on, get away or something. I don't know what these are. I've never even heard of these. Hellkite Tyrant. Who's that? Professional whatever. Decimate. Armory. Shin Regards. Cool. Sorry. Y'all probably want to see it. Who's this? Aerith? Sword of the Animist. Aerith doesn't have swords. She has a staff. The hell is this? All right, they use a nice quote from Aerith. Don't step on the flowers or whatever. She doesn't use a sword though, so I'm not sure what that's about. This is, I think, Junon. They try to use this to kill one of this legendary monsters under the sea. They try to stop the meteor or something like that, but it doesn't work out. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Bunch of lands. Land, bunch of lands. I don't want to bore you with the lands, but a bunch of lands. Again, I don't know too much about the game, but why not just make the game where you don't need land and mana, and you could just, go all out with the creatures. Zach, that's cool. And by the way, it's interesting because they make it appear that Zach is trying to help Cloud get back with Aerith in a different universe, that Zach accept his fate as no longer the current lover of Aerith, which I found interesting. I hope that's how they play it out in the third installment. I hope there's a different universe where they all just get along, they're alive. Zach's BFF with Cloud, and he helps save the world, and Cloud and Aerith live happily ever after. And then in the main timeline, of course, we all know what happens. Aerith is gone, yada yada. But I hope that, Kitase-san and Nomura-san and whoever give them all a happily ever after. But knowing them, or at least what I know about them, I don't know them personally, they're probably not going to do that. They're probably all just going to die. Unfortunately. So this is an interesting card. Secret Rendezvous. Sorry about all the spoilers, but they do kiss in the game, in the Rebirth. But that's not the main canon. The main canon is Cloud with Aerith. In fact, there's a lot of theories, but you know, Cloud, I don't even know why they made a scene of them kissing like that. I personally, you know, I don't ship these two. I really hate that term, but you know, based on all the evidence and, you know, I don't even want to say common sense. I don't want to upset folks. But based on all the current data and suggestions, you know, it appears that the canon is with Cloud and Aerith, and that Tifa and Cloud are just, you know, purely childhood and ends up being more of a friend thing. I think if they did meant for that scene to be real, where Cloud and Tifa kiss, I think it's more of like Cloud just saying, you know what, let's just kiss for the heck of it. And maybe he realizes that, you know what, it felt like kissing my sister, so let me just not do that again. I think that's probably what went down. Don't get me wrong, Tifa's great character, great portrayal. You know, I'm sure I know why a lot of people are fans of her for certain reasons. But yeah, that's her. Oh my God, you know, this is my first time doing this. I've just been rambling for 30 minutes. I didn't even know I could do that. Wow. But okay, you know, these cards are very nice artwork. I'm not sure how people do this. Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. Iconic scene. You know, I'm really glad that I bought this. I really wasn't. In fact, I'll be honest, I kind of made fun of this. Like, oh my God, it looks like it's a money grab, whatever. But, you know, I saw the ads from Reddit, and I saw like people protesting in, unfortunately, Los Angeles. And then in the backdrop was Cloud and Sephiroth and Magic the Gathering and Final Fantasy. And, you know, I got curious about that. I walked into GameStop last weekend and just randomly saw this. I bought a booster pack. There was like 14 cards in it, and I bought it. And I didn't get too many interesting characters because really all I wanted was Aerith. And then one thing led to another, and then next thing you know, I'm hunting this down at Walmart and Target, and I find out that they're all out of stock. And you know, I'm calling around, and then some guy from Walmart tells me that he knows somebody at a trading card store that, you know, again, one thing led to another, and next thing you know, like every day after work, I'm just going to this card store to see if they got these in stock. And you know, it's currently Tuesday, June 17th, I think, or the 16th today. I don't even know. Today's Tuesday, June something, Juneteenth, 2025, and you know, here I am discovering this interesting game, you know, that I never really had special interest in, unfortunately. But yeah, you know, it is interesting. I play it on my cell phone now. Well, I say that like I've been doing it a lot. I've only been doing this for the past literally like 4 or 5 days. What is this? Oh. Yeah, so really interesting. For those of you who are new to Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy in general, it's a very well thought out stories, great games designed by great producers, great game designers, great art, great music. Okay, we also gotta put a shout out to the music, Nobuo Uematsu-san. I actually went to the concerts here in New York. Very nice. We got to see Loren Allred sing No Promises to Keep. That was amazing. Like front and center. Orchestrated by I think it was Alan Roth or something like that. Roth. But yeah, what are these? Lands? These are lands. Lands, bunch of lands. Again, new to the game. I'm not sure why you always gotta like, you know, land. Oh, play the land so that you could play the. You know, I get it. It's kind of like Pokemon, where you need the energy and stuff to play your Pokemon and stuff. But yeah, so that's about it. Sorry about the video. Sorry about the audio. That's a cool card. I'm gonna get to know this game a little bit more. Again, this is my first time. Excuse me for being a terrible presenter. But yeah, I would say my favorite card out of all of these, you know, obviously Cloud, Sephiroth, Aerith, Barret, Yuffie, Tifa. Was Tifa here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was here. Those are all nice. Cool stuff. Yep. Actually, where is Aerith? I can't find Aerith. Uh-oh. Whatever. All right. Take care, folks.